there's a being, or a figure, that those familiar call the Harbinger. When I first heard that name, I looked up what Harbinger meant. A person or thing that announces or signals the approach of another, or the forerunner of something. He typically manifests himself as a man whose face is indistinguishable somehow, donned in all black. And he's always just simply standing there. From what I researched, though, it appeared as if he would make himself visible around the time of someone's death. There was even a story I remember reading of someone claiming to have seen him in the family pictures of dead loved ones. Others have claimed to see him in person, and a few weeks later, someone close to them would die. I've heard people refer to him as the Angel of Death. I don't think this is necessarily accurate. To say he's the Angel of Death kind of implies he himself is doing the killing. I don't believe this is the case, because it simply doesn't match the definition of Harbinger. A Harbinger simply announces or signals the arrival of something else, possibly something bigger and more powerful. So I suppose you could say that seeing the Harbinger means that the Angel of Death is near. I really don't know, and further research would actually dictate it goes deeper than that. I've looked up past examples of appearances for the Harbinger. There are old photographs where he can be spotted far behind a group of mariners and seamen, just days before their ship mysteriously was torn apart, a few miles from the shore of their hometown. I looked into that event, and many claim their vessel was destroyed by a mighty sea monster. I know how it sounds. But let's say this is true. That would mean that the Harbinger doesn't simply signal the arrival of the Angel of Death. He signals the arrival of any destructive being or force, anything dangerous, anything capable of taking life. The Harbinger is there to signal its arrival. Now you might ask what sparked my curiosity in this being, this figure, this entity. Well, I, like many who are aware of his existence, began to see him. And at first I was concerned he was signaling my impending death. But days came and went, and I was fine. But I still saw him. Only, I saw him everywhere. He was standing behind crowds of people at restaurants. He was lurking in the back of almost every Instagram photo. He was behind news anchors, sitting in the crowd of talk shows. He was behind people in televised press conferences. He was in people's back seats as they drove down the road. It started to get more and more bizarre to me until I finally looked up his name. And then it made sense. The Harbinger. Today we got word an unidentified spacecraft landed in the Arizona desert. I looked for the Harbinger, but he's nowhere to be found. His job is already done.